Hey, you don't need to watch this. You can just listen. You can even close your eyes now. Nothing important is going to happen. Your brain is still active right now, even if your body is tired. That's why sleep feels close, but never quite starts. It's late. You're tired, but your brain refuses to turn off. You close your eyes, and for a moment it feels quiet. Then a thought appears. Not an important one, just something small. But now you're awake again. The room hasn't changed. The night is still. But inside your head, something has started. This happens to almost everyone, and most people think it means they're bad at sleeping, or overthinking, or doing something wrong. But your brain isn't broken, it's actually doing a job it was built to do. Night used to be dangerous. When the world became quiet, humans became alert. During the day, your brain filters thousands of things out. Sounds, feelings, small worries. There's too much happening to notice everything. But at night, the input stops. And when the outside world goes silent, your brain finally has time to process what you ignored. That's why something strange happens the moment you try to sleep. Memories return, conversations replay, questions appear you never asked during the day. Your brain isn't trying to keep you awake, it's trying to finish thinking. After a few minutes in the dark, something else usually happens. A memory appears, not an important one, something small and uncomfortable. Maybe something you said years ago, a conversation that went wrong, a moment you wish you handled differently. And suddenly your body reacts as if it's happening right now. Your chest tightens, your face feels warm. You want to move even though nothing is actually happening. This is one of the most confusing parts of night thinking, because during the day, you barely remember these moments, but in the dark, your brain brings them back with perfect clarity. And it feels personal, like your mind is attacking you. But it isn't. During the day, your brain is busy reacting to the world, talking to people, making decisions, solving problems. It doesn't have time to review the past, but when you lie down in silence, your brain finally switches modes. It stops reacting and starts reviewing. Humans survived by learning from social mistakes. Being accepted by others meant safety. So your brain developed a system: replay social moments and improve them. Night is when it does that. Your mind isn't trying to embarrass you, it's trying to protect your future self. There's another reason these memories feel worse in the dark. At night, the logical part of your brain becomes quieter. The emotional part stays active longer. So you feel the memory without the usual daytime perspective. During the day, you would think that wasn't a big deal. At night, you only feel the emotion, and this is why the memories fade once morning comes. The situation didn't change. Your brain state did. Night thinking is emotional thinking, day thinking is balanced thinking. After a while, the memories slow down, your mind becomes quieter, and just as you begin to relax, something else happens. You almost fall asleep, and your body suddenly jerks awake. Eventually, your thoughts begin to slow. The room feels quieter. Your breathing becomes steady. You're almost asleep. And then suddenly, your body moves. A sharp jerk. Your arms or legs jump. Sometimes it even feels like you are falling, and you wake up immediately. Many people think something is wrong when this happens. It feels too sudden, too physical, almost like your body panicked. But this is actually one of the most normal things your brain does. As you fall asleep, your brain slowly disconnects your muscles from movement. This is necessary because a few minutes later, you will begin dreaming. And during dreams, your brain creates motion, running, walking, reacting. If your body stayed active, you would physically act out those dreams, so your brain turns your muscles off first. But sometimes the timing isn't perfect. Your brain reaches the sleep stage before your awareness fully fades, and your mind notices something strange. Your body suddenly feels heavy, almost unresponsive. For your brain, this is confusing. It interprets the sensation as losing balance, so your brain sends a quick signal, a test. It activates your muscles all at once to make sure you still have control. That signal becomes the jerk, and your awareness returns just long enough to notice it. That's why it often feels like falling. Your brain isn't waking you, it's checking you. Nothing dangerous happened. You didn't almost stop breathing. You didn't have a seizure. Your brain simply confirmed that your body was safe to shut down for sleep. After the signal, it relaxes again. The more tired you are, the more likely it happens. Not because your body is struggling, but because your brain is switching states quickly. And once your body settles, you begin drifting deeper into sleep. The room disappears, the night fades, but sometimes your brain still produces something you notice. Not movement this time, a sound. After your body relaxes, sleep slowly gets closer. The room feels distant, thoughts become softer, and then you hear something. A sound that feels real, maybe a door, a faint noise, or sometimes your name. You open your eyes, you listen carefully, but nothing is there. The house is quiet again, and for a moment it feels unsettling, because you're sure you heard it, you did hear something, but it didn't come from the room. It came from your brain. As you fall asleep, your mind enters a state between waking and dreaming. Your senses begin shutting down, but your imagination becomes active. Your brain is no longer receiving much sound from the outside world, so it starts predicting instead. It fills the silence. Your name is the sound your brain recognizes fastest. Since childhood, your attention learned to react to it immediately. Hearing your name once meant something important, so your brain keeps that system ready, even during sleep. When your mind begins dreaming, it sometimes produces a familiar voice pattern, and consciousness interprets it as real sound. The same brain area processes real voices and imagined ones. So the experience doesn't feel like a thought. It feels like it came from outside. For a second, your awareness switches back on. Then the state passes. This is called a hypnagogic hallucination. The word sounds dramatic, but it simply means your brain began dreaming before you were fully asleep. It doesn't mean anxiety. It doesn't mean illness. It means your mind crossed into sleep while you are still aware enough to notice. The quieter the night, the more noticeable it becomes. Not because the world changed, because your brain had no other signals to focus on. Eventually the sounds fade, your awareness loosens again, and you drift deeper into sleep. But sometimes the night does something else strange. You wake up, and the clock reads almost the same time every night. At some point during the night, you wake up, not fully, just enough to notice. The room is dark, everything is quiet. You look at the clock, And the time feels familiar. It's almost the same as yesterday and the night before. Many people think this is strange or that something interrupted their sleep, but your brain rarely wakes you randomly. While you sleep, your brain is not inactive. It tracks time. Deep inside your brain is a small system called the circadian clock. It doesn't read numbers, it reads patterns, light levels, body temperature, hormone cycles. Over days, your brain learns when morning usually arrives. Your alarm doesn't surprise your brain. Your brain predicts it. Before morning, your body slowly increases alertness chemicals, your temperature rises slightly, your breathing changes, your sleep becomes lighter. Eventually, awareness returns just enough for you to wake. This isn't insomnia, it's timing. Your brain was preparing you for waking before a sudden sound startles you. Waking gently is safer than waking suddenly. If you fall back asleep afterward, the system worked perfectly. You only noticed it because you were aware for a moment. And after drifting back to sleep, your brain enters a different state. Not wakefulness, not deep sleep. A place where your mind creates entire worlds, dreams. After you fall asleep again, awareness fades, the room disappears, the night becomes distant, but your brain doesn't turn off. Instead, it begins creating. A place appears. You're somewhere familiar, but not quite real. People speak to you, you move, you react. And while it's happening, you don't question it. It feels normal, completely real. During dreams, your brain activates many of the same areas it uses when you're awake. Vision, sound, emotion. But one important system becomes quieter. The part that checks reality. While you're awake, your brain constantly compares the world with a memory and logic. During dreaming, that comparison weakens. Your brain stops asking, "Is this possible?" and starts asking, "What happens next?" Another change happens. Emotional centers become more active. That's why dreams often feel intense. A small event can feel important, a familiar place can feel strange, and a simple moment can feel meaningful. You don't notice the difference because your senses are coming from inside. The brain is both creating the experience and observing it. So there is nothing to compare it to. For a while, the dream becomes your reality. This isn't random activity. Your brain is organizing memories, sorting experiences, connecting ideas you didn't process during the day. Sleep isn't the absence of thought. It's quiet thinking. Eventually, the dream fades, the night begins to lighten, and slowly your mind returns to the room. Morning arrives, and something interesting happens. The worries from the night feel smaller. Eventually, morning comes. Light enters the room, even through closed eyes, and slowly awareness returns. The thoughts that felt heavy during the night feel distant now. The same memories, the same worries somehow seem smaller. Nothing in your life changed overnight, but your mind did. During the day, your brain balances emotion with perspective. Light signals safety, sound signals activity. The world gives your mind reference points. At night, those signals disappear. Your brain turns inward, and inward thinking always feels stronger. Night amplifies emotion, day adds context. That's why problems feel larger in darkness and manageable in morning. Your brain wasn't trying to upset you, it was processing without guidance. The thoughts you had at night weren't meaningless, they were unfinished thinking. Sleep allowed your brain to organize them. That's why clarity often appears after rest. If your mind feels loud at night, it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It means your brain is active in a quiet world. And when the world becomes busy again, your mind settles. So the next time you lie awake while the room is still, remember, your brain isn't fighting sleep. It's finishing the day, and eventually it will let you rest.